I watched Bo Burnham's special Inside on Netflix.
Okay.
Shout out to NordVPN because it's currently only on American Netflix. But I did watch it, and I highly recommend that anyone watch it, especially if you are in like the age group of somewhere between 25 and 35. If you're in that group that lived and remember a time where it was not Internet 2.0 and it was just kind of the dawn of the internet, maybe you can still remember when it was mostly just a couple of message boards and Netscape Navigator, where life was like before internet happened. And then but now still been young enough to have participated heavily in and experienced and know the social media Internet 2.0. That's a big win, because this will speak more to you than it would anyone else. But Bo Burnham in general, one of my favorite comedians. He's actually a YouTuber turned comedian. He's one of the OG YouTubers. I think he started in like 2006. He was a kid. He was like 15, 16 years old, and did basically musical parody, and continues to do a lot of that. But this special is based on him in the guest house they have out back during the pandemic, during lockdown, where he wrote, shot, edited all of this entire special over the course of the pandemic for a bit over a year is the time he took to do this whole thing. And they've been slowly putting, people who follow me on Twitter would see me posting like some of the music videos from the special that he's been posting as well. I don't want to sound like I'm sucking this dude's dick, but this is I don't know how else to describe it, but to say that I'm pretty sure that people are going to be analyzing this special, because it's comedy, but it's tragic comedy. They're going to be analyzing this bitch in like 10 years. It's already getting analyzed all over the place, but this is going to be one of those specials that it's okay. You know how George Carlin's, not to put it necessarily in terms of impact on comedy, but in terms of people talking about it and how it was indicative of culture at the time. George Carlin's, 4-letter words you can't say on TV thing, where he went on TV and just like said every word you can't fucking possibly say on television at the time. It's going to be something like that people talk about. I know that sounds like super hype, but it's
a little hype. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan of Bo Burnham. I'm not particularly his comedy. I'd say it's a hit or a miss for me, but it's 9 times out of 10 a complete miss. I think it's very. I don't know, but you are hyping it up a lot, and I do have NordVPN, so I might just give it a try just because. I'm not saying all of his stuff is bad, because there has been a couple of songs that he's made that have been ironically funny, and I think he does that purposely. But I can't say I'm a big fan of this guy. I don't know. I think it's I don't relate to anything this guy says ever. It's very to be fair, none of his stuff is likely. Well, this special will relate to you insofar as that you're a content creator, and so it will speak to you from that perspective quite substantially. But yeah. Bo has even himself parodied the fact that he's speaking to like upper middle class white kids in like, because that's what he is. I
didn't
want to say that, but since you brought it up,
well, he brings it up himself. He knows.
But his comedy's always been like that. It's never been for someone like me.
No,
not saying that I can't enjoy it, or there isn't people of color that like think he's funny and stuff. But it's very white. It's very Caucasian. And which is fine. I mean, I'm half white. I have tons of white family.
I'm not saying that I can't enjoy white comedy because there's plenty of
his comedy is a mixture of extreme introspective, like into himself and about himself, and observational comedy. So he is the guy that looks at what's happening around him and draws on that for his material. He's not, because he's a white guy. He can't, and he talked about this on the thing I don't know if you ever watched episodes of this where they get top performers from in comedy and other things to the green room, where he had to sit down. It was him and several other and 3 or 4 other prominent comedians, and he was talking about this where it was like what did he say? I just lost my fucking train of thought because I only slept for like 4 hours last night. So anyway, regardless, I would watch it. I would definitely watch it if you're in that age group, because it's not, other than a show called White Girl's Instagram or White Woman's Instagram, which is like the normie humor. He's not really being very downer about it. I remember what I was gonna say. Is that he talks about in the green room how he can't speak from the same places of struggle that most comics that become famous draw from. So most really famous comics are drawing.
Is he born in privilege?
Yes, he's an upper middle class white guy. That's that, and he references that all the time. He knows that, but he still wants to make comedy, but he can't draw from the same stuff that like most people do. They usually come from a place of like deep. Now he has his own shit where he has he struggles a lot with within himself. Is the usual like
Dude, he's a content creator, man.
He's a content creator. So like that's his struggle. So a lot of his comedy can come from that, but that's really it. Regardless, anyway, go watch it, and we'll talk about it next week if you watch it.
I'll watch it. I'll give it a try.
Yeah. Well, anxiety is one of his big ones.
Is it an hour of just him singing songs? Like, is that what it is, or is there like
not necessarily? It's not stand up. It's him in a fucking room. It's closer to cinema than it, and you'll appreciate this because you're a cinema guy. It's closer to cinema than it is a comedy special. And it's closer to tragic comedy than it is a true comedy special, because you will laugh.
For an audience?
No, he's literally in his guest house for a year.
Just talking?
No.
He's in it for a year?
Dude, did you not hear me? He went to his guest house. He wasn't there for the year specifically, but out in his back, he has a little guest house thing. And that was his studio. And over the course of a year, he produced, wrote, edited, shot everything about the special and put it out himself. He went out and he has like a consumer grade fucking Panasonic Lumix camera that meets Netflix's very specific video standards at like the baseline, and then just went and recorded all this shit over the course of a year. Like his hair gets long, like as the special goes on, his hair is getting fucking longer, his beard is getting fucking longer, he's looking more haggard as time goes on. So yeah, go and watch that for sure. Definitely very good. But I'll be interested to hear what you think about from the cinema perspective, because it's definitely closer to cinema than anything else. And he actually references directly a lot of cinema in it in terms of the shot choices and what he does for themes and stuff throughout it. Because it's like a 4-sequence show.